Hello everyone, this is Rick. Welcome to episode 3 of the Gupta Empire series. And today we are going to discuss about Chandragupta I, who is regarded as the real founder of the Gupta dynasty. We are going to know how he rose into power and how he founded one of the greatest dynasties in the history of ancient India. So without doing any delay, let's get into details. Introduction to Chandragupta I. What was his reigning period? He ruled from 319 to 335 AD. Chandragupta I ruled during the pivotal era marking the rise of the Gupta dynasty. His reign is often considered as the starting point of the Gupta Empire's golden age. So in our last video, we have read about two important rulers who is Sri Gupta and Ghatotkacha. Even though they were the founders of Gupta dynasty, but still they did not found the Gupta Empire. That can be attributed to Chandragupta I, and he ruled from 319 to 335 AD, and he is regarded as the real founder of golden age in Gupta Empire's history. Marriage to Kumaradevi. The strategic marriage alliance to Kumaradevi, a Licchavi princess, played a significant role in consolidating his power, enabling the Gupta dynasty to rise in prominence. So it was his marriage to a prominent dynasty, that is the Licchavi dynasty, and that played the significant role in the rise of his power. So, marriage alliance with the Licchavi princess was one of the enabling factor for the Gupta dynasty to rise into prominence. Foundation of Gupta Era. Chandragupta I initiated the Gupta Era, which became a hallmark of Indian history, known for its cultural and political achievements. So he founded the Gupta Era, which began from 319 AD, and thus it became a hallmark of Indian history, known for its cultural and political achievements. His reign laid to the groundwork for expansion of the Gupta Empire, which flourished under his successors, particularly his son Samudragupta. So he established the dynastical framework within the empire, and that flourished under his successors, most importantly the most famous Gupta emperor Samudragupta. Historical significance. He is often regarded as the true founder of the Gupta Empire, establishing its lasting legacy in Indian history. So, this Chandragupta I is regarded as the true founder of Gupta Empire, and it is he who impacted with the lasting legacy in the Indian history. Marriage and alliance. As we have read, that marriage was a significant factor in the rise of Chandragupta to the political scenario of Indian subcontinent. Chandragupta once marriage to Kumara Devi of the Licchavi clan around 308 AD was a strategic move that significantly enhanced his political standing. So this was the most important strategic move in his career that enhanced his political standing, and that was marriage to Licchavi princess Kumara Devi. Licchavi influence. The Licchavi who controlled the region of Vaishali were a powerful political force. This alliance provided Chandragupta I with additional military and political support. So it was because of the Licchavis Chandragupta I gained military and political support, and these Licchavi clan governed over the region of Vaishali and was a very powerful political force. This marriage allowed Chandragupta I to solidify his control over the key territories of northern India, particularly in the region of Magadha. So it was through this marriage he solidified his control over almost all the key territories in northern India and also gained control over the region of Magadha. Dynastic significance. The union of Gupta and Licchavi dynasties through this marriage set a precedent for the use of material and marital alliances in consolidating and expanding empires. So, thus, Chandragupta I set an example of how to use marital alliances as a factor in consolidating and expanding empires. The support from the Licchavis, especially from the region of Vaishali, was crucial in helping Chandragupta I to establish a strong foundation for the Gupta Empire. So it was through the support of important dynasties or clans like the Licchavis, Chandragupta I rose into power and built a strong foundation for the Gupta Empire. Military expansion and consolidation. What were his military conquests? Conquest of Magadha. Chandragupta I focused on consolidating his control over Magadha, which became the core of Gupta Empire, serving as the administrative and cultural center. So before this, Magadha was not under the Gupta Empire, even if partially, but never totally. So Chandragupta I conquered Magadha and it became the center of Gupta Empire, serving as the administrative and cultural center. Expulsion of foreign powers. During his reign, Chandragupta I successfully drove out the Scythians and other foreign invaders, securing the northern territories for the Gupta dynasty. So the Scythians had an Indo-Greek influence. They were the offshoots of the Greek Empire that existed in Central Asia. So Chandragupta I, during his reign, successfully drove out the Scythians and also other foreign invaders, securing the northern territories for the Gupta dynasty, especially the northwestern part of Indian subcontinent. The Puranic texts document his military campaigns and his role in expanding the Gupta Empire, underscoring his strategic and military prowess. So, all his military campaigns and his role in expanding the Gupta Empire has been very well documented in the Puranic text. He established a strong centralized administration which was crucial in maintaining the stability and expansion of the empire across different regions. So he established a very centralized administration, and that was very much important to maintain stability along with territorial expansion of the empire in different parts of the Indian subcontinent. Chandragupta I also engaged in diplomatic relations with neighboring states, further securing his empire's boundaries and fostering a period of peace and prosperity. So he engaged in diplomatic relations with neighboring states. It is not only to be thought that he always engaged in military conflict, but also he sometimes used to deal with diplomatic manner, and thus he secured his empire's boundaries by fostering a period of peace and prosperity, especially with the neighbors. Importance of Licchavi connection. How was the Licchavi connection important? Licchavi political power. The Licchavi clan rulers of Vaishali were known for their political influence. Their support significantly bolstered Chandragupta I's ambition in expanding his empire. So, right from 6th century BCs, we find the mention of Licchavi clan. and they were very much important for their political influence, especially in the region of Vaishali for over 7 centuries. So their support significantly helped Chandragupta's ambitions in expanding his empire. Vaishali had a long history of political expansion dating back to the era of Mahajanapadas and the rise of Pushpamitra Sunga, making it a valuable ally. So Vaishali was very much valuable ally because it was a very important territory basing on the history of its political importance dating back to 6th century BC, and this was also the place from where Pushpamitra Sunga came into being. So it was one of the most important factor for Chandragupta I's rise to power. The marriage to Kumaradevi not only reinforced Chandragupta's claim to power but also strengthened the Gupta dynasty's legitimacy in the region. So Gupta dynasty was not taken seriously in the Indian political scenario, but marriage to Kumaradevi and alliance with the Licchavis reinforced Chandragupta's claim to power and gave him the right to legitimacy in the region. The integration of the Licchavis into the Gupta fold through this marriage helped the seamless administration of newly acquired territories. So it was because of the integration of Licchavis into the Gupta political scenario that Chandragupta I could seamlessly administer the newly acquired territories. The alliance facilitated a cultural exchange between the Gupta and the Licchavi regions, contributing to the broader cultural renaissance of the Gupta period. Scholarly debate on Chandragupta's rise. How did he rise to power? What was the opinion of different sources of history and historians in this matter? Allen's perspective. Historian Allen debated the extent to which the Licchavi connection influenced Chandragupta I's rise, suggesting that it was not the sole factor in his ascent to power. So, according to historian Allen, it was not only because of the Licchavi connection that Chandragupta I became the emperor that we know of him as today, but he also had some personal glamour and personal discipline through which he rose to power. So, Licchavi connection was not the sole factor for his ascent to power. R.C. Majumdar's critic. Dr. R.C. Majumdar criticized the emphasis on the Licchavi connection, arguing that Chandragupta's military and political strategies were more crucial. So, according to Dr. R.C. Majumdar, it was not because of Licchavi connection that he became the emperor, but it was because of his military and political strategies that he ascended to the power. So that was the argument of Dr. R.C. Majumdar. He downplayed the Licchavi connection and told that military and political prowess of Chandragupta I was the reason because of which he became prominent in the Indian political scenario. V.A. Smith's viewpoint. V.A. Smith considered the marriage alliance with Kumara Devi a key factor in Chandragupta's success, but this view has been contested by other historians. So, according to V.A. Smith, it was because of the marriage alliance with Kumara Devi that Chandragupta got so much of political success, but this view has been rejected by many other historians. Manusmriti classification. The Manusmriti's classification of the Licchavis as Vratya Kshatriyas played a role in the perception of their social status and their influence of Gupta politics. So, according to Manusmriti, the Licchavis were Vratya Kshatriyas, and that was very much important according to the social status of the contemporary period, and so they had a lot of influence on the Gupta politics. Overall impact. Despite differing opinions, it is widely acknowledged that the Licchavi alliance had a significant impact on early expansion and consolidation of the Gupta Empire. Governance and administrative reforms. What were the administrative reforms and how did they help in the governance during the time of Chandragupta I? Centralization of power. Chandragupta I established a centralized administrative system which was vital for maintaining control over the vast and diverse territories of the Gupta Empire. So during Chandragupta I, the administration was very much consolidated into a centralized system which was very much important for maintaining control over the vast and diverse territories of the Gupta Empire. He introduced a coinage system that featured his and Kumaradevi's names, symbolizing their joint rule and the strength of their alliance. So he introduced a coinage system, and in the coins there were images of him and Kumaradevi along with their names. Thus, it was very much important factor that they symbolized a joint rule and strength of their alliance. The empire was divided into provinces, each governed by a royal official, ensuring efficient governance and local administration. So, the whole empire, for administrative purpose, was divided into numerous provinces, and in each province, there was a royal official who ensured that efficient governance and local administration functioned properly. His reign marked the beginning of a period of cultural flourishing with significant contributions to art, literature, and architecture, laying the foundation for Gupta Golden Age. Even though much has not been known, but still he had a lot of contribution to art, literature, and architecture, and thus he led to the foundation of Gupta Golden Age. The administrative reforms and governance strategies of Chandragupta I are well documented in the Puranic text and other historical records reflecting his effective rule. Now, legacy of Chandragupta I. Here we will go through a summary of the entire presentation. Chandragupta I is credited with establishing the foundation of the Gupta Empire, which would go on to become one of the most powerful and culturally rich empires in Indian history. His reign is seen as the beginning of Gupta Golden Age, characterized by advancements in science, art, and literature, and a general period of prosperity. The Puranas and other historical texts highlight his achievements and the impact of his reign on subsequent Indian history. His policies and conquest ensured a smooth transition of power to his son Samudragupta, who expanded the empire even further. So it was his policies and conquest because of which there was a smooth transition of power. And so his son Samudragupta, the most important ruler of the Gupta dynasty, could expand the empire even further. Chandragupta I's legacy endured through centuries, influencing the political, cultural, and social fabric of India during and after the Gupta period. So that was all about Chandragupta I, the real founder of the Gupta dynasty. In our next video, we are going to discuss about Samudragupta, and in this channel, I discuss topics on ancient Indian history in great detail. So don't forget to follow and please support me so that I can bring brighter contents in future. Thank you so much for your love and support.